Once, upon a lunchtime dreary, while I pondered, weak and hungry, of many quaint and curious menu of forgotten burger store, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my office door. "'Tis some co-worker," I muttered, tapping at my office door. Only this, and nothing more. Ah, distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each separate laid-off member wrote his ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow for my menus surcease of sorrow for the lost Theodore, for the rare and radiant restaurant whom the angels named Theodore, nameless here forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain churning of each internal organ thrilled me, filled me with fantastic hungers never felt before, so that now, to the still beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some co-worker entreating entrance at my office door, some famished co-worker entreating entrance at my office door. This is it, and nothing more." Presently the growl grew stronger. Hesitating then no longer, "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is, I was prowling, and so gently you came howling, and so faintly you came growling near my office door, that I was scarce but sure I heard you." Here I opened wide the door. Fluorescence there, and nothing more. Deep into that fluorescence peering, long I stood there, wondering, rumbling, craving, dreaming dreams no accountant ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Theodore?" This I whispered, and the echo murmured back the word, "Theodore." Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the office turning, my empty stomach within me burning. Soon again I heard a growling, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely this is something in my ceiling vents. Let me see, then, what thereat is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. 'Tis the heater, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when, with many a stomp and utter, in there stepped a stately Bison of the tasty days of yore. Not the least obeisance made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mine of lord or lady stood below my office door, stood beside a bust of Pallas just below my office door, stood and stared, and nothing more. Then this stunning Bison begilding my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though my lust be strong and maven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient Bison, wandering from the noontime shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the noon's Plutonian shore." Quoth the Bison, "Nevermore." Much I marveled, this ungainly brute, to hear this discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore, for we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing a Bison below his office door, Bison or beast, beside the sculptured bust below his office door, with such a name as Nevermore. But the Bison, standing lonely by the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a muscle than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other meats I've devoured before. On the morrow he will leave me, as these meats I've devoured before." Then the beast said, "Nevermore." Startled at the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," said I, "what it mutters is only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master whose unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of beef nevermore. But the bison still beguiling all my fancy into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of the beast and bust and door. Then upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to thinking, fancy unto fancy, thinking what this ominous beast of yore, what this grim, ungainly, ghastly, gaunt, and ominous beast of yore, meant in groaning, nevermore. This I sat engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the brute whose fiery eyes now burned into my stomach's core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining, on the office chair's meshed lining, that the desk lamp gloated o'er, but whose velvet violet lining with the desk lamp gloating o'er, he shall sizzle, nevermore. Then, methought the air grew stiller, perfumed from an unseen griller, swung by workers whose footfalls tinkled upon the carpet floor. Delicious, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee, respite. Now grill this plenty from thy memories of Theodore. Grill, oh grill this plenty, and forget this lost Theodore. Quoth the bison, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if beast or devil, whether hunger sent, or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet undaunted, on this savory land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly, I implore, is there balm in beef? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the bison, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if beast or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul with sorrow laden, within the distant tastin', it shall clasp a sainted restaurant, whom the angels named Theodore. Clasp a rare and radiant restaurant, whom the angels named Theodore. Quoth the bison, nevermore. Be that word our sign in parting, brute or fiend, I shrieked, upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and the noontime Plutonian shore. Leave no smoke plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the stance below my door. Take thy hoof from out my heart, and take thy form from out my door. Quoth the bison, nevermore. And the bison, never flitting, still is sitting by the pallid bust of Pallas just below my office door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is eating, and the desk lamp's o'er his streaming throws his shadows on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be eaten nevermore.